I'm Xanderwood. I make indie games and tutorials on game development. I also play your indie games every week on my channel. Make sure you subscribe and click that bell icon so you never miss a video.
Hi, welcome back to another devlog. Last week I asked you for some help, and like the true champions that you all are, you responded. Also, details of how you can be part of the next playtest group are coming up, so if you want to play Orion's Throne in the next couple of weeks, stay tuned. Before I get into all of that though, here's a rundown on how the game has progressed since last week. I've done a lot of work on the art this week. I've added new sprites and modified some of the animations on the guard and spider drones. I've slowed down the animation when the spider drones spawn into the utility room too, thanks to McChicken for the suggestion. I've also slightly changed the layout in the officers' lounge and moved the lever. There have been so many good ideas on what the lever could do, and to be completely honest, I'm still considering all of them. I have added a 2-second screen shake though, and I'll probably also add the sound of heavy stones moving, Indiana Jones style. A couple of the suggestions I absolutely love are the pot plant enemy. I'll be making that one for sure, and also the gun that pops up from under the ground tile. I've actually added this one in, and it worked out really well. I simply created a new sprite, the same size as the floor tiles, and I created an animation of the tile moving to reveal a turret. I then asked the system to create a new object when the animation finishes playing. The gun object has its own events programmed to it, so every time a new one is created, it applies that logic. I set a zone around the gun that when overlapped by the player, it triggers the animation to play. At first I had the angle of the gun set to the player every tick, but this seemed a little unfair to the player, as the gun would never be off target. I fixed this by adding a tween behavior to the gun, and every few seconds I get the gun to tween its angle to the player's last known position. I added some nice sound effects, and I think it works really well. I added the bullets the same way I have for every other projectile in the game. Spawned in a few explosion animations when bullets collide with walls or objects, and voila, a new enemy type is born. The last few bugs I need to iron out in the level are as follows. There are some overlap of objects in the officers' lounge. A few icons are not showing up in the menu when you collect them. Text descriptions for those items are also not showing in the menu when collected. And you can't shoot while standing over a KO'd enemy. Once these are fixed, I only have one final thing to implement, and level 2A is complete. That one last thing, you guessed it, the sleeping guard situation. Again, I've had so many fantastic suggestions from you guys, so thank you for that. I will decide on the way I want to take this, and I will hopefully have an update for you next week. In the meantime, if you'd like to be considered to playtest the game once I've completed the second levels, then please join the Discord, link in the description, as this is where I'll be asking. Thanks for watching if you made it this far, and if you want to support my game dev journey, get yourself access to royalty-free pixel art, construct resource files, and game music, you can join my Patreon. I post monthly, so there is hopefully a ton of value to be had there. Speaking of Patreon, thanks as always to James Welch, Clone13, Foozle CC, Basic Terror, Cole, Tamara Alexic, and Zan for your continued support.